So hi Jessica, so thank you very much for completing the informed consent. So as this is the first time for you coming to counseling and this is the first time for me to get to know you, can you let me know like what brings you here today?
Well, I just got so stressful these days. I study university. I'm year two students. Like the whole COVID-19 just like make the whole Hong Kong upside down, and obviously including I'm sure it affects you as well for work, but well, it affects us like university students, and there's just so much new arrangement. And we are about to resume uni soon, probably in a week or so. But then, like upcoming, we will probably have online classes. But then, obviously, we don't know whether we will be switching back to face or if COVID come back again. I mean, getting more serious, and then we have to switch it back to online. So it just seems to be so like unpredictable. Yeah, so that would be one of the things, and then potentially, I mean, it's actually not just right now. I mean, previously, even in the past, after summer holiday, I would just have this anxiety about like starting school again. Probably because like having a real summer break before, so I like didn't do much work and just really enjoying myself, hanging out with my friends. And like now COVID, like we couldn't really go out, and so I'm just staying at home, not having any motivation to do anything. But then I just feel so bad that I didn't really prepare myself for the new academic year. Yeah, so.
Well, that's a lot. That's quite a lot that you have been suffering from, a lot of stress. So let me see if I can recap the essence of that. So sounds like pandemic COVID-19 is a very important stressor for you during this time. Starting from like needing to go back to school, adjusting to a new learning style of those online learning, and going to university that can actually go to university. People think is a great thing, but it can come with a lot of stress because there are so many challenges and changes. Plus the fact that usually in the past, after a summer holiday, then going back to school is always difficult. Plus the fact that in the summer holiday, I would guess you may not be able to enjoy as much as before. So all the factors add up together make you feel pretty stressed out right now.
Yes, pretty much.
So by coming to counseling, is there any goals or is there anything that you want to achieve here?
That's a good question. I think I want to feel better. I want to feel less stressful. That I could like have the motivation back to like open my book and start studying and start reading. Yeah, I think.
So I'm hearing there's two things. The first one is to manage that stress. The second one is about boosting the motivation so that you can focus back on the studies. I see. And somehow I think like that two things may be related actually. So as this is the first time we are talking, and maybe I will ask you a few more questions. So is stress or this kind of anxiety has been a problem for you for a long time?
Well, at least for DSC exam.
I see.
Like high school. I think initially, like from 1 to form 3, I was fine. But then when like the whole preparation for the DSC is just so stressful, and I worked so hard in trying to get to a degree that I want. That's why it just pays so much effort and doing a lot of tutorial classes outside school. So that period was really stressful, and I also got I got this stomachache very easily.
Stomach.
But then was like on and off. Like it wasn't as severe. Like I have to go to the hospital, but like sometimes I just got that stomachache that I couldn't really do anything. That I just have to just stop. So I think that period would be like stressful. And but when I was younger, like it was fine. Like I didn't have any problem with that.
So the DSE exam would be perhaps a turning point that makes you feel a lot more stressful. I see. And what you also described is that it's not just emotion, it's also physical manifestation that you have stomach ache. Is it can you describe more, like is the stomach ache about diarrhea or just pain, or how is it like?
It is a very difficult feeling to describe. It's like not diarrhea, not like I have to go to the toilet, but then it has that cramps, like
Cramps.
it's like coming, like I feel very intense like cramps, and then it's gone, and then maybe I don't know 30 seconds later it came back, and then maybe a few minutes of like peace, and then it came back again.
Wow.
So it was like a longer period of like coming back and forth and back and forth. Maybe like the kind of chart of your heartbeat, kind of like that.
Wow.
For a period of time.
Sounds really painful.
Yeah, it is pretty annoying because when I had that, I couldn't really concentrate on my work. I mean, my study.
So annoying and distracting, not
Yes.
just painful. I see. Another thing I'm curious about is, do you see yourself as a student with very high self-expectation?
Within like academic
Yeah, academic.
field, I think so. Yeah. Well, at least that's what my friends always said.
I see. That's what your friends told you. I
Yeah.
see. It seems like you have much expectations on yourself to achieve a certain level when you're studying and taking exams. And you were also talking about you were very nervous to try your best to get into the major. So what is your major now?
Oh, psychology.
Psychology, good subject. Okay.
Yes.
I see. So in the past, when the stomach ache or the stress occur, what do you usually do to try to cope?
Sometimes I didn't do anything. I mean, I just lie down and do nothing, just rest. Other times I would distract myself, just like playing like social media, Facebook, Instagram, that kind of thing, to just remove my attention from the whole stomachache thing. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Some other times, like if it's really serious and it just didn't go away, I really have to take a pill to
Like what kind of pill?
like those Panadol kind of thing.
I
Yeah.
see. So usually self-distractions or Panadol are some of the ways to cope. It sounds like they may not work all the time, or doesn't work
Yeah,
lasting.
not all the time.
Not all the time.